Truth you have. This video is about free will. Let's talk about the types of free will that exist in this matrix. We have purchasing free will, options for colleges. We have where we want to live type of free will. But we can go into the intricacies of all of these. The types of systems, the educational, the workforce, judicial, political, any and everything that they give you as options all have to do with our free will. There are options that we can have that have never been presented to us. And when you think you have options and you have choices that you can make that are based upon you having free will, think really into another level of thought and think about how there really isn't much free will if you really think about it in this matrix. Now, there's a temporary free will. There is a temporary feeling that you can make these choices yourselves, but you have to remember that these options are there because you don't have free will and you're made to think that you do. If you want to buy certain foods from a store, you have only certain options. There's a limited food source that is given depending on where you live based upon what the leaders or the controllers of this particular matrix allow. If you are listening to this video and you are under 100 years old, to these controllers of this matrix and this world, you are just as much as a child as someone who is 30 years younger than you, or even less, because these controllers have been here for very long periods of time, hundreds of years. They've been using a system based on the Gregorian calendar for 6,000 years. And it's at this point in time where there's an awakening that is happening worldwide for many of us. And this awakening has to do with realizing what kind of world we're living in. What are the options for education? And what do you have a repetitious thought in when you get into this workforce? If you're a police officer, nothing against police officers. We appreciate you. And there's many of us that have awakened, but there's so many that don't even realize what is going on. But they're in a constant state of fear. It's a fear-based job. They are thinking what may happen next. They could get a phone call and it could be something that could be really detrimental to them. And they're in a constant state of fear. And though they are helping many that are in pain, you have to think that what mind frame are they in? And I'm not saying that those people that choose these jobs don't have a great mentality to help, because yes, a lot of them do. But they don't understand that to continuously stay in the thought process of help, I need some help, and to know that they may get those phone calls more than once a day, it doesn't put them into a considerate thought process that can elevate them or the others that could call them. It's thinking on a higher level of thought, thinking about things that are going on in this world and the options that we have when they tell you that we have free will. There's no free will if spells have been put upon this race and it's been done forever and plans have been put there to be implemented that are detrimental. And it's just a cycle going on over and over and over again. And they're recycling souls in this reincarnation form. And they're giving reason for the reincarnation because basically they're trapping the souls here under this domed ceiling by giving reason for the soul to feel bad about a choice that was made. But the choice was only made because there were only so many options, number one. Then there were beings around that pushed you into making those choices on purpose. You have to realize that if you didn't have free will, then you shouldn't feel a certain guilt. Or now some of these people, they've done wrong things, and yes, they should feel it. But when you think about the immediate effects of this world and what we see on our screens on TV and our phones and computers and what has been presented to us as options, it is not fair in any way, shape, or form. And it is not leading the entire world in the direction of prospering, getting to the next level and the different frequencies that are needed to get there. Important things to pay attention to is who do you think could be in your circle, pushing you in certain directions, convincing you of choices that should be made based upon their knowledge levels, and upgrade yourself and think on another level to where, how is this going to affect me longevity wise? Because you can have some free will when you know what is really going on and how to make choices that can help you in your life for long periods of time. Free will. I would really love some comments on how many people think they have free will and how many think that free will has never really been a true option for us, and it needs to be. And when it is, we welcome it. Free will, we love you. Peace and love.